Hello guys, welcome back to the HTML tutorial. So in this tutorial we will see HTML forms, and in our previous video we have seen HTML forms in introduction form. So in this video we will see HTML form in detail. So before wasting your time, let's get started. So I have opened my Visual Studio. So to start with the form, there is a tag called form. So opening tag of form and closing tag of form. So in this form we will write the fields we want, like labels. Label is like name and input type text. So let's check what's the result of this code. So Control S and refreshing the browser. So as you can see, this is the label and this is the text of input. So now I want to make a form of name and password. Label, password. Now I want the input type to be not text, like password. Now Control S and refreshing the browser. As you can see that name and password is, so as you can see it's a text type input and it's a password type input. Now let's make a new text. Now I am making a button of submit button, so whenever user will click on submit button, it will be refreshed. So button type submit. Control S and refreshing the browser. Control S and refreshing the browser. As you can see that label of name, input of text, password, input of password, and a submit button. As you can see that whenever I will click the submit button, it refreshes. That means my form is submitted. Now make it some good, like using the BR tag, it will make the things to the next line, like password will go to the next line, and I want my submit button to also one next line. So Control S and let's check the output. So as you can see, name, password, and submit button. So there are many input things you can add. First I will correct this. Okay. So there are many inputs you can take from, like input type button, input type checkbox. Let's check input type checkbox. Control C and input type checkbox. Control S. Now let's see. Refreshing the browser. As you can see, that's a checkbox type input. Now input type date. Control C and Control V, Control S. Now let's check what's date. So as you can see, that's a control type date. You can take date as an input, like date of birth or anything you want as a date input. So there are many things like input type number, input type password, input type radio. Control C. Let's check control type radio. Control S and refreshing the browser. As you can see that control type radio, input type radio. There are many things like control input type range, input type reset, input type search, input type submit, input type text, input type time. Let's check what is input type time. So Control S and refreshing the browser. So as you can see that that's the input type time. So radio, date, time, and checkbox and button. So as you can see that we have seen many of the input types we can use in our form. So Thank you for watching, and I hope that you understand that. So thanks for watching.